All right, guys. So for years and years and years, for decades, you had people on the right who argued, look, all we care about is overturning Roe versus Wade. So in other words, the position they claimed they had on abortion was just let the states decide. That's it. New York, it'll be legal. California, it'll be legal. Hawaii, blue states, it'll be legal. It'll be legal. But in red states, Mississippi, don't force Mississippi to have abortions. Let the states decide. That's it. That's our position. Now, they said that forever. Well, now they've succeeded in getting rid of Roe versus Wade. So what happens? The Overton window shifts. They move further right. And now they say national abortion ban. So Washington Post is reporting on this. Here's what they say. On the heels of their greatest victory, anti-abortion activists are eager to capitalize on their momentum by enshrining constitutional abortion bans, pushing Congress to pass a national prohibition, blocking abortion pills, and limiting people's ability to get abortions across state lines. So they even want to prevent people from moving from one state to another to get an abortion. That is incredibly extreme. At the National Association of Christian Lawmakers Conference in Branson, Missouri on Friday, several dozen state legislators from across the country brainstormed ideas, all in agreement that their wildly successful movement would not end with Roe versus Wade. It's not over, said Oklahoma State Representative Todd Russ, who attended the conference. At this point, Russ said, the ideas are like popcorn in a popcorn popper. There are all kinds going around. The Supreme Court decision has already transformed America, immediately ending abortion care in 8 states, it's actually 13, with many more states poised to ban the procedure in the coming weeks and months. By the end of the year, abortion could be outlawed across roughly half the country. Former Vice President Mike Pence and other GOP leaders have called for a national abortion ban. Democrat-led states are scrambling to enshrine protections for abortion, and President Biden has pledged to do everything in his power to protect a woman's right in states where they will face the consequences. But Biden has also ruled out the more extreme remedies, such as expanding the Supreme Court, and key Democrats remain opposed to eliminating the Senate filibuster to protect abortion rights. And remember, even just an exception to the filibuster, like just on this issue, we need 51 votes. Even that, he's not entertaining. Given those limited options in a post-Roe America, anti-abortion lawmakers are pushing to pass more restrictive abortion bans in their states. And believe you me, they will do that. And there will be very little Democratic pushback. Just moments after the Supreme Court released this decision on Friday, Florida State Representative Anthony Sabatini wrote to Governor Ron DeSantis urging the Republican to call a special session that would allow the legislature to pass a 6-week abortion ban. The 15-week ban that DeSantis signed into law in April, which allows more than 90% of abortions to continue, does not go far enough, Sabatini said. So that's DeSantis' position was 15 weeks. 90% of abortions can still continue at 15 weeks. But now, of course, people to his right are like, more. We want more. Quote, the problem is not the governor. It's cowards in the Republican legislature who have been blocking the 6-week ban, said Sabatini. Now that Roe has fallen, he added, he is hopeful that the governor and legislature will respond to pressure. Okay. Although most legislative sessions have adjourned for the year, governors in several states have indicated their interest in calling special sessions to pass additional anti-abortion legislation. Look at that. Special sessions for this, to crack down on people's rights more. Have they ever called a special session over homelessness? Oh my God, we have tens of thousands of people in our state that are homeless. We must act now. Have they ever called a special session over extreme poverty? Oh my God, we have ringworm returning in our country, and our water's not clean, and these poor people are getting crushed by the weight of the system, and their material well-being is not looked after. We need to act now. Have they ever called a special session over healthcare? Oh my God, we're in a pandemic, and 338,000 deaths could have been avoided if we had universal healthcare. Well, in our state, we're going to do universal healthcare and protect everybody. Never. But, we could take away more rights from people? Special session. Republican Governor Kristi Noem of South Dakota announced a session immediately after the Supreme Court decision, despite the fact that her state already has a trigger ban. So they already fully banned it, and she's like, I want to do more. What does that even mean? She wants to prevent people from going to other states to get abortions, she wants to criminally charge people in that respect. Republican governors in Indiana and Nebraska had also signaled their interest in reconvening to pass additional anti-abortion legislation if the Supreme Court overturned Roe. Other lawmakers are more concerned with protecting the restrictions they already have on the books. In Missouri, where abortion was banned almost immediately after the decision came down, State Representative Mary Elizabeth Coleman worries that the state Supreme Court may find protections for abortion in the Missouri Constitution, as other state courts across the country have done in recent years. On abortion-related issues, Coleman said the state courts are out of step with the legislature, with a history of blocking legislation to defund Planned Parenthood facilities. Right now, Coleman said her priority is passing a constitutional amendment by way of a statewide referendum that makes clear there's no right to abortion in Missouri. If you have that vote in Missouri, the pro-choice side is going to win. Anytime you go to the people, the pro-choice side is going to win. That's what all the polls show, even in Missouri. Coleman is also eager to restrict abortion access across state lines, an idea she surfaced in legislation earlier this year and is now being discussed by anti-abortion lawmakers across the country. The issue is particularly pertinent to Coleman's home state of Missouri, where even before Roe fell, thousands of people streamed across the Missouri-Illinois border for abortion care every year. Coleman's bill, which failed to pass in the 2022 legislative session, would allow private citizens to sue anyone who helps a Missouri resident access abortion outside the state, using the novel legal strategy behind the Texas abortion ban, which empowers private citizens to enforce the law through civil litigation. Kristen Hawkins, president of the national anti-abortion organization Students for Life, said she has been in talks with legislators in Missouri and plans to bring a similar idea to a conference she's hosting in D.C. this weekend, where over 200 anti-abortion leaders will gather to discuss their post-Roe plans. I think we can say, look, if you travel out of the state for an abortion, that abortionist can be held liable. Now, this article goes on. They give more and more ideas as to how they're going to crack down. But just know, guys, understand something. Everything is on the table. The federal government is going to push a national abortion ban if Republicans win the House, the Senate, and the presidency. The state governments are immediately going into action. You have the trigger laws in place, which is like as soon as Roe versus Wade was struck down, 13 states immediately had abortions banned. Others are cracking down more now. They might try to lower whatever the threshold is in that state. If there was a 15-week ban or 20-week ban, they might roll that back to 6 weeks or 10 weeks. Or there's these fetal heartbeat bills that come up. Everything now is going to go further. They're all going to go further. Any state that has a Republican legislature, a Republican governor, they're going to go further. And again, even to the point where they're discussing, we will try to punish you. If you leave a red state that has an abortion ban to go to a blue state that allows abortion, we will try to use force of law to punish you for doing that. So we're looking at a complete crackdown on rights, a complete crackdown on freedom, and they're never going to stop. And this is what people need to understand. And this isn't just limited to abortion, by the way. Just like Clarence Thomas said, in his opinion, in the overturning of Roe versus Wade, look, we got to take a look at Obergefell. What's Obergefell? Gay marriage rights. He wants to throw out gay marriage rights. He wants to throw out the right to sodomy, oral or anal. If states want to ban sodomy, he wants them to be able to enforce that. He wants them to be able to stop what you do in the privacy of your own bedroom. He wants states to be able to ban contraception. You don't have a right to contraception. If a state wants to ban it, they can ban it. These are his real positions. These are his real opinions. You know how extreme that is? By the way, the only one he didn't bring up, Loving versus Virginia, which is what? The right to an interracial marriage. Now, if he was being consistent with his logic, he would also say, if states want to ban interracial marriage, they should be able to ban interracial marriage. He didn't bring it up. Why? He's in an interracial marriage. Rights for me, but not for thee. Gay marriage, gone. Right to sodomy, right to contraception, gone. But interracial marriage, well, that's different. No, it's all the same. It's all the same. These are rights we're talking about here. So they're going to keep going. As much as they can get away with, they're going to get away with. As much as they can get away with, they're going to get away with. And the Democrats need to do more than just sit there and watch as this happens and turn around and fundraise off of it while doing Dickie McGee's acts. And unfortunately, I have no faith that they will do any of that. None. Zero. Zilch. Not good times, man. The court has entered a new Lochner era. Read about the Lochner era if you don't know it. The court has entered a new Lochner era. And they will hold back all sorts of progress. And we can't allow that to happen. There are ways to defeat it. Watch the other segments we've done on this where I give you those answers, give you the specifics on how we can defeat this. There are ways to defeat this, but you need to be committed to it. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast, or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.